Alright, so for this operation, we are 1st Squad, 1st Platoon, Charger Company, 1-5 Infantry Division. Our task is to attack and destroy Objective Phantom no later than 30th of August 2024 at 2200 in order to deny enemy influence on the battalion effort. It will accomplish this mission by conducting an infiltration. Decisive to this operation is friendly mortar team fire on the enemy mortar team. This is decisive because it weakens the enemy mortar team before the main effort attacks Objective Phantom. And we are assuming risk by conducting this assault with too little of a force to secure Objective Phantom. And we are mitigating our risk by deviating the route to max concealment from the enemy before Objective Phantom, and our friendly mortar team fire will weaken the enemy force. For this operation will be split up into 3 elements. We have our main effort, which is our assault team, security element, which is our Bravo team, and Alpha by fire, which is our gun team. Alpha team, their task is to attack to destroy Objective Phantom in order to deny enemy influence on the battalion effort. Security or Bravo team, their task is to interdict in order to prevent enemy influence on the main effort. And our support by fire, our gun team's task is support by fire in order to enable the freedom of maneuver for the main effort. For our end state terrain, we want to disrupt enemy actions on K2. We want the enemy mortar team destroyed and disrupt enemy operations throughout AO. Civilian, we want to minimize CIV-CAS and damage to infrastructure. And friendly, we want to limit our casualties and also be postured for a refit operation throughout AO. So now, for our concept of the operation. So we have 5 phases, just run through them real quick. Phase 1, plan and prepare. So this is when we receive our mission, and it ends when we SP from the patrol base. Critical tasks during this part, or this phase, is rehearsals, the opera brief, adjacent unit coordination, PCCs and PCIs. Phase 2, we initiate this when we SP from the patrol base, and we end it when we RP at the ORP. Crucial during this phase is undetected movement. We do not want to be picked up by the enemy screen squad throughout AO. We also have a couple ADA crossings, and we want to maintain communication with higher. And also relate the ORP or checkpoints with terrain so that if we do take contact, we can fall back to the last one because we know it's safe. Phase 3, we have isolate and set conditions. This starts when we RP at the ORP, and it ends when we're about to take our initiation on Objective Phantom. Key tasks are leaders recon, SNO, and then finding our support by fire, assault positions, and approach routes, which is our DOA. And then before we initiate, we should be occupying all these positions. Another thing is to remain 50 meters back from Objective Phantom because of our friendly mortar team. We don't want to commit fratricide. Phase 4, actions on. It starts with our initiation on Objective Phantom, and it ends with our squad plus as we consolidate at the ORP. Key things we want here is our surprise attack, and that the friendly mortar team begins fire on the enemy. That's our decisive point. And the enemy mortar team and equipment is destroyed, and avoid enemy reinforcements. Phase 5 is exfiltration or reconsolidation. So it starts when we are reconsolidate at the ORP, and then it ends when we RP at the patrol base. A couple things: just rapid exfil and disruption of fires. Now for our co-sketch, I will get into this more on the terrain model, but just a couple of things to keep in mind. We have our suspected enemy motorized infantry squad. 10 minutes this way, this is where our suspected CSK will be, along Route Vader. And then our second enemy reinforcement unit is 40 minutes southeast across the mountains, and that is a motorized infantry platoon. Okay. So now for our terrain model. So this is beginning phase 3. And just to orient you real quick, so we have our 118, 122, and 124 northings, and our 320, 318, 316 eastings. We have our northern arrow here. A couple of things throughout the AO. We have our patrol base up here, ORP, assault position, security position, support by fire, and then this is our LOA. Our range of fire lines are here and here. So now let's get into phase 3. So phase 3, leaders recon SNO. Our leaders recon will consist of the squad leader, gun AG, alpha team leader, and Bravo automatic rifleman. Their time is 1 hour. So if we don't receive contact from them, we will radio at 60 minutes and 5 minutes after for 30 minutes. If no contact, send Bravo team to look, and then if no contact, we'll reconsolidate and report to higher in the ORP and see what to do. Actions on, so if the leaders recon and SNO take contact, they will immediately break contact back to the ORP. reconsolidate there and to determine if the mission's compromised. If our ORP takes contact, they will return fire in positions and wait for leaders of recon and SNO teams to return. Our weapons control status during this phase is weapons tight. And big key tasks for our leaders of recon. So they'll start in the ORP and they'll move north along Route Blue to the northern OP or OP1, which is where one half of Bravo team will be. They will come back along Route White now and go to the southern OP or OP2. Then, coming back from Route White, they will spot out the support by fire position. Come back again, and meanwhile our SNO team will be at the assault position the whole time, but once our leaders recon join them on Route Red and establish where the actual assault position is, and then they come back to the ORP together, and that will end leaders recon. SNO, they're here just to observe the objective to make sure that nothing crazy happens during leaders recon. And then for the SNO GAWA, it's pretty much everything is the same except the people who will be occupying the assault position during this time are Alpha Team Rifleman and Alpha Team Grenadier. So for our CCPs during this time, it's at the ORP. Our enemy situation, we have obviously the enemy mortar team on the objective. And so if we make visual contact during leaders recon or SNO, well really SNO, they will stay in place because they are supposed to just observe, but if the leaders recon gets spotted, or if they spot the enemy, they will report back to the ORP and reconsolidate. If we are under direct fire contact, especially by IDF, we will break contact and report back to the ORP. And if there is no enemy mortar team on this objective, we will report to hire. Our pace plan throughout all phases, so just so we can save time here. For P, we have FM channel on our radio. A is for TCN network. C is shout, and our emergency is our runner. Now for phase 4. Or I'm sorry, for the end of phase 3, obviously everybody, once they're coming back from leaders recon, Bravo team will report to their OPs, followed by the support by fire team, and then followed by our assault team. And once everyone is set in their positions, that will officially end phase 3. So now phase 4, actions on objective. So our decisive point, this is, so for the initiation, our decisive point is for the friendly mortar team fire begins their fire at this target point right here, Alpha Bravo 1010, which is our predetermined point. And they will deliver 60mm mortars, high explosive rounds. So following this initiation, our support by fire position will shoot onto the objective on cyclic fire for 15 seconds. And they will be shooting on the mortar team's most destructive weapon. Then they will go into rapid for remainder of initiation between TRPs 1, 2, 3, and 4. Meanwhile, the assault team, once the initiation is complete, the squad leader will signal to the support by fire to shift fire via radio to TRPs 3 and 4. And during this time, Alpha Team will successfully bound along DOA Fox to phase line Bravo. Once they are at phase line Bravo, the enemy fire has actually stopped, and we have determined that they are either eliminated or something's wrong with them. The squad leader will radio to the support by fire position to cease fire. Once the support by fire ceases fire, Alpha Team will continue their assault, swiftly bounding through the objective until they reach the LOA. So now this is for our withdrawal portion. So once Alpha Team reaches the LOA, Alpha Team leader will radio to the support by fire and to the security positions that they are at the LOA, and then Alpha Team will swiftly make their way back to Rally Point 2 via Azimuth. And along the way, they will have to cross phase line Bravo, which is essentially an LDA crossing. So during that time, the support by fire will be providing security until they reach, or until they cross via Azimuth to RP2. So then once Alpha Team crosses, the support by fire will pick up and move to Rally Point 2 as well. And then after Alpha Team and support by fire are both at RP2, now this is when the security teams will pick up. So the OP1 or the northern OP will report to RP1 along Route Blue, and the southernmost OP2 will report to RP2 along Route White. Once the security elements are both at their designated rally points and confirmed over radio, both elements will report back to the ORP, which is their release point. Just a couple of key tasks during the withdrawal. Alpha Team will be conducting EPW and aid and litter on the objective, and Alpha Team Leader will conduct LACE reports on the LOA, swift LACE reports. And then the support by fire will be, like I mentioned, the support by fire will be security when Alpha Team is doing the LDA crossing. So total time during phase 4 actions on is less than 10 minutes so that enemy reinforcements do not have time to respond. Our CCPs during this phase are at both rally points, CCP1 and CCP2. We want it off the objective so that if we do have a casualty on the objective and enemy reinforcements come, we will already have them back towards the ORP and they won't get caught up, by their reinforcements. So more contingencies. If IDF starts raining down on us, we will immediately break contact and report back to the ORP. And like I mentioned, if reinforcements arrive, we will immediately break contact and again report back to the ORP. So a quick EPW plan: we will remove all weapons from the enemy personnel and collect enemy intelligence. So once everybody is reconsolidated back at the ORP, this will end phase 4. So now we have phase 5, which is exfil, rapid exfiltration. So obviously, once everyone's back, we will take accountability and team leaders will conduct LACE reports on all members. And then we will report to hire the status on the objective, any friendly casualties or equipment destroyed via the salute report. Our formation formation on the way back to the patrol base will be in a squad, column, fire team, wedge, and traveling overwatch. And Bravo team will be in front with gun team in the middle and then Alpha team in the back. And our weapons control status during this time is weapons tight. And I forgot to mention, but during phase 4, it's weapons free because we will be shooting. So we also have another pre-distinguished IDF target. So Alpha Bravo 1005. And so it's right here on the western side of this little intersection between Route Mall and Route Vader, because the trigger is the enemy CSK coming from this enemy squad down the road. And so once someone either sees that the CSK is coming, or the squad, I could determine that while we are exfilling, IDF could just fire on this point to disrupt the enemy CSK movement if it is already coming down this road, and they will have to stop or go another way because the road will be destroyed. So now we have to be careful of the enemy recon squad as well during in AO Ronin. And if we receive IDF contact, we will break contact to our last CP and report to hire. And then for visual contact, we will try to remain undetected, and direct fire contact. Again, if the enemy outnumbers us, we will report back to the last CP and report to hire. Okay, so exfiltration will conclude once we all make it back to the patrol base. So if I can orient you back up to the screen here. So now for our coordinating instructions, our CCCIRG and so this is our PIRs. So ID of any enemy defensive obstacles in AO Ronin, enemy troop equipment movement of a greater platoon size, ID of HQ16, number 1 on the brigade high power target list, and is the enemy aware of Cougar CO's presence in AO Ronin. FFIR, hard compromise, soft compromise, will also be key weapon system, friendly casualties. EEFIs, operational products, ComSec, combo card, unit locations. We do not have a MOP level. And for our PCC and PCI focus, we want to ensure all weapons are fully functional and that everyone has enough ammo and our radio functionality. Other tasks during this portion will be to make sure our NVGs are good. So then our priority of rehearsals will be a frontal attack from Alpha Team, shift and ceasefire, fire commands from the squad leader, and then break contact is another battle drill we'll be practicing. And priorities of work: PCCs, PCIs, and withdrawal and weapons maintenance. So now for a brief timeline. So this whole operation will start 27 August when we receive the mission. Skip down pretty much. All right, so 29 August 07 squad op work. From 09 to 14, this is what we were doing for PCCs, PCIs, and rehearsals in the patrol base. And at 08:30 on August 24th, we will initiate our movement because we don't want to be caught up from the enemy mortar team fires because they will be firing early that morning. We will get to the ORP at 13:45. 14:30, leaders recon and SNL set out, and then at 15:45, 1600, and 16:15, all of our security, support by fire, and assault positions will be set. Then at 16:30, this is when we'll initiate from a friendly mortar team. And like I said, we don't want to be on there no longer than 10 minutes, so at 16:40, we will exfil. And we will then, our movement back to the ORP will be conducting at 16:50, and then it'll end at 22:05. Squad, this concludes our brief.